Hello, this is Emilia Escobar and this is my Relational advice blog. We have Scarlett and Elisha, who have been a married couple for 2 years. They are adjusting their life to their 3-month baby. Scarlett stays at home taking care of the baby, while Elisha is the only income for the household. Elisha comes to attire Scarlett, expecting a meal. After he's done with the meal, he ignores his dirty dish. He goes along and plays video games for a couple of hours. After he's done playing video games, he takes a shower. At the end, he discovers that once he is done doing all of his stuff, all of his needs, now it's the newborn's bedtime. Scarlett obviously feels overwhelmed because she feels that she's taking care of the newborn by herself and just wishes some help from Elisha. Both feel overwhelmed about the situation. Elisha says that he is tired after a long day of work, and Scarlett also feels exhausted because she was the entire day at home taking care of the baby and she hasn't really had any rest time. Because of this, a lot of arguments start going on. There's a lot of overwhelming happening from both sides. Scarlett and Elisha haven't really sat down calmly and talk about the situation, but they do seek for their parents' help, where Elisha's mom tells him, hey, you are right, just keep doing what you're doing, and Scarlett's mom also tells her the same thing. So really, the parents' help is not really helping. I found a article called Father's Involvement in Their Wife's Breastfeeding. He talks about the father's relationship with the mother and how that will help with the breastfeeding process. Obviously, in this relationship between Scarlett and Elisha, we're not able to see that support. We're not able to see that help that Scarlett needs. I do have a couple recommendations that I will give to Scarlett and Elisha. One of the things I've noticed is that Scarlett and Elisha don't communicate any feelings, any needs, or any concerns to each other, which that's a big problem, just because they're not able to understand each other, because they're not able to express each other with each other. Another way of avoiding problems and misunderstandings is by setting up clear expectations, discussing roles, discussing responsibilities, including household chores. Also, establishing boundaries with families. We're able to see that both parents are not able to help. They're not helpful. This will set a big limit between both parents to get involved in your situation. Having a baby is a big impact. Scarlett and Elisha don't have the same free time that they used to have before the baby. So setting up schedules can help accommodate and help this free time that is needed to just relax after a long day of work or after a long day of taking care of the baby. Intentionally schedule some time during the day or during the week or during the month, just a time between you two, where you two can just go on your own to go for a walk or go for a meal or just a cup of coffee. This will help the relationship come together and stay strong, because if they don't have that time together on their own like they used to before, things can start falling apart little by little. Self-care is another way of avoiding issues, avoiding conflicts, avoiding stress. If Scarlett and Elisha are able to accommodate that, where both are able to sleep and relax the time that they need to be freshened up for the next day, that will be great, as well as eating healthy and taking time for their personal relaxation to release stress. Another of my recommendations is to be flexible. Scarlett and Elisha should be able to understand that things would always go according to plan. With the baby, things can switch in a second. So being able to understand that can avoid a lot of stress, if I can call it like that. One of my last recommendations is to not hesitate to reach out to friends, family, or professionals if you're struggling to cope with the changes or feeling overwhelmed. Seeking for that support can always be helpful. This great communication between Scarlett and Elisha would not only benefit each other, but it would also benefit the baby. I found an article that talks about the paternal involvement, so the paternal side, and it includes activities, basic activities the paternal side can do with the baby, such as diapering, changing clothes, kangaroo care, talking, visiting, doing the basic baby care, as well as giving that financial support for the baby. It was proven that this basic activities can actually lower the level of illnesses for the baby. In this blog, I found 2 articles that supported my recommendations and the details that were talked in this blog. Scarlett and Elisha are not on their own. We are all learning as we go. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to fall. But remember to always get up and learn from those mistakes as well. Communication is key, as well as remembering those expectations and boundaries that were set. This will help you avoid any misunderstandings, any conflicts, any arguments for the future. This was Emilia Escobar, and thank you for watching.